What's up, you guys? It's Jasmine Raya, and I'm coming to you with another episode of On today's episode of I Can't Make This Up, okay? So we're going to do a Baddies East review. Y'all know I've been itching to do one of these. If you really one of my friends, you know I secretly watch this show, even though it's drama-filled and it's cuckoo crazy and I'm not even supposed to be watching it. Yes, y'all, I be sneaking and watching the show. So I felt like the least I could do since we finally got to the Jamaica episode is do a review. So we're going to go ahead and review why Smiley took the whole episode and played in our face, y'all. So if you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, share this with a friend so we can get up on this Baddies tea real quick. But with that being said, let's go right into it. So, of course, we're going to get into Smiley part. And I do just want to put a disclaimer out there. Y'all, I did an interview with Smiley before she went on Baddies. And this was after she had and apparently did what she did to Mariah to try to get on the show. And I'll put some screenshots up as I'm editing this video to kind of show y'all that she was still on that same type of time. And so we are going to keep that in mind. And then we're going to go ahead and go into other people's, time on the show, things like that. But I did want to point that out. So let's go ahead and get into it. So this episode starts off where you're already coming from that night that they had in New York. I think they call it Harlem Nights or something. Y'all, they sitting there acting like Biggie is dead wrong for picking up a chair against Scarface. And in my opinion, Scarface is sitting there talking about it, and she's like, oh, yeah, that's how I became Scarface. Like, when people was picking up weapons against me. Bitch, you continuously attack everybody. What do you think somebody's going to do? You don't get to attack somebody when you want to, and if you do, then you have to play by the rules that they just chose to play by when you came into their space. So that just, it always messed me up that she's always trying to play the bully and the victim at the same time. Like, girl, get the fuck. Now, on the flip side, very weird. I know people been seeing Rolli and Scarface hanging together, and very weird. They've been saying that Scarface been wearing like Natalie and Rolli wigs, y'all. I can't make this up. They've been saying that Scarface is basically like the friend that came on. She don't got a lot of money, so they're taking her under their wing. And they said that's how Rolli was at first. So that's why she identified with her so much. But my real thing is, again, and I'm all cool for anybody that got anything going on, but don't be no bully. If you really going through it in life and you really got your own struggles going on, that's what you need to worry about instead of exerting your pain by fighting everybody and jumping on people that basically look better than you or doing better than you because you just feel some type of way about them, which is what she did to T. She bullied her way into T. So, yeah, definitely not cute. Not cute. But I'm jumping the gun because, like I said, they ended up talking about this when they got to Jamaica. Before they got to Jamaica, we ended up realizing that T is not going to Jamaica. Like, everybody in the Sprinter van, everybody's in the car. Everybody want to know where T at. T was supposed to actually come to the airport, it looked like, with Sapphire, and she didn't. And then I guess she ended up saying that she had like a family issue or something. So again, y'all know how I feel about T is basically like, it's giving fake. It's always giving fake, but it's giving like, scary, fake and scary at the same time. I'm not even gonna lie. It's giving, oh, I'm too good. My brand, I'm trying to build something here and I don't want to. No, you don't want your ass whooped so bad that you can't carry on with your brand because your face ain't shit. So that's really it. And let's go back. Like I said, Scarface bullied her because she got that scar on her face. So she feel like she want other people to look like her. Like she just want other people to have a scar on their face. Like, chill out, bro. Now, with that, we did end up seeing that T signed out this episode. So T said she got some stuff going on with her mom. She can't do it. She do not want to do it. She will not be back. She was literally about to board the plane in Jamaica, and she was like, I guess it didn't align for me to go on this trip. And again, she said it was something to do with her mom, so I definitely feel bad for that, and that's definitely like a good reason. Again, I do still think that she's adopted, but I will say, at the end of the day, your mama, go. Especially if it got to come down to, if you gonna choose some baddie stuff, or you gonna choose, your family. So, it was a good excuse, but something is giving. She didn't want to go out the country with these bitches, because being in the country and getting your ass whooped is one thing. T, whenever she in the country with them, y'all don't notice that T don't ever, ever, ever actually be at the house. She just kind of pops up into it. Because T said a long time ago, I'm not standing there. They could attack me. And remember, she was like, oh, she's attacking me because I'm pretty. She's doing this because I'm pretty. So she has, like, this little aura about her that think that, like, everybody's out to get her. So, yeah, she definitely gives. I wasn't going to Jamaica with them in the first place because I don't trust these bitches in the United States. What am I going to do outside of the States? And, yeah, I know I say I'm black, but I don't want to go to Jamaica that bad. I'll get somebody else to take me to Jamaica. So, yeah, because every other black girl that I know, free trip to Jamaica, baby, we could duke it out. Like, what's up? So, yeah, T definitely signed off this season, which is crazy to me because I know that she literally came on the show to try to get her name a lot more hot so people would pay attention to what she was doing, like all that the hoopla that she does and the clownery that she does on her own. So, again, am I sad to see her go? No, not at all. A lot of people said she wasn't needed anyway. I don't know if she was one of the ones that Suki said didn't need to be on the show. But if she wasn't, well, at least somebody, kind of walked themselves out. Now, I guess Rolli don't have to worry about Smiley's eviction. I don't know how that works. Now, speaking of evictions and stuff like that, did y'all see that there is a petition to get Rolli off of the show? Like, they had some fans or somebody started a petition to get Rolli off the show. Last time I checked, it had like 80,000 signatures. So I'm going to go back when I'm getting the screenshots for this to show y'all. But y'all, I am not trying to be funny when I say this. When I went in the comments, they were like, like if Rolli basically comes back next season, I'm not renewing my subscription. And so many people were saying it. Now, I'm not trying to be funny. I ain't never watched it with a prescription. I ain't never even watched it with that. I've been bootlegging the whole time. Don't ask me how. I don't even got no account. But I do know it's flawed. It's flawed of y'all to say that if Rolli come back next season, y'all are not going to tune in. Because that kind of forces Lemuel Plumer to kind of make some drastic decisions. And the craziest thing is, y'all, I'm going to keep it a beat in the buck. I'm not trying to be funny when I say this. Rolli, I feel, don't need to go nowhere because that hatred that people have for her is what drives people to keep come looking. If that makes sense. Like, if we being 100% honest, if you feel some type of way about Rolli, you're going to go to the episode just to make sure whoever she's going against is winning. And if they not, then you feeling some type of way. So I think Rolli drives the type of negative emotions that are needed, like the outrage that's needed. Because you got to remember, she got so many entendres against her. Like, she's an African-American woman. She's a bigger woman. She is a smoker. She's outspoken. So a lot of the things that's already, like, frowned upon are kind of stacked up against her. And I feel some type of way that they made a whole campaign to try to get this girl out. So I hope Lemuel don't do that. A lot of people say they are going to cancel their subscriptions, but they're not. Like, I feel like wait and see, Lemuel. Don't kick Rolli off, because even though I may not be fond of some of the things that she do sometimes, I just like to see black representation on there, like real black representation. Rolli look like more girls in the hood than a little bit. So I hear y'all, but no, I don't want to see a whole bunch of builder bodies. They're not real. They faking everything that they're doing. So yeah, it's not given. But back into the subject, okay? So again, T literally said her goodbyes this season. And she came in with a bang. She left with a bang. So it was nice knowing you, T. I know we probably going to see you on another different show. So, go do your thing. But at the end of the day, let's go ahead and move into when they actually get to Jamaica. Because, again, I done told y'all they had this situation in New York. So this is what they're coming off of. I think they were able to kind of go back to their family or something, because I see everybody got their hair done and braids and stuff. So I see they was probably able to take a little break from filming, go back to their family in between that New York stuff. And now it moves into them actually going to Jamaica. Okay. Now, after the girls all have their little conversation in house A and house B, and let me actually go back up. I told y'all about the conversation that House A had. House A is Natalie's house. They were over there talking about New York, how it was crazy. Scarface was upset because Biggie not threw the chair, but picked up the chair as if she was going to throw it at her. And the reason Biggie did that is because they were all sitting there arguing after Suki had just come in and shook the table. And she didn't really shake the table. Natalie threw the drama up in the air. Suki wasn't really going to say nothing, but she had put up a tweet basically saying that certain people just needed to leave the house because they were basically like uninteresting. So with that being said, it wasn't just uninterested. She felt like they were uninteresting because they wouldn't fight, or they like are drama filled and won't fight like about the stuff that they start, So long story short, while she's doing that, Rolli bucks up at Biggie. Sapphire got into it some type of way, child. I don't know what happened, but as they're doing that, Rolli gets into it with Biggie, and as she's getting into it with Biggie for the 100th time for no reason, because I really still don't think that Rolli have a reason to be really upset at Biggie, other than the fact that Biggie is another big girl. She cute, she confident. Biggie has not done anything to Rolli since she been here. So I feel like it's more like bullyish how they bought her back just for Rolli to have somebody to pick on or something. I don't know, but baby, it's out of pocket. So long story short, her and Rolli were arguing. Biggie and Rolli was arguing. And here come EBT. What are you doing? Why are you always trying to sneak somebody? Baby, when somebody shoot your what are you doing? You play so much and then want people to be okay with it. No, a bitch need to body slam your ass into the corner. What are you doing? So yeah, E.T. come up, she trying to sneak Biggie, and that's when Biggie pick up the chair, because Biggie's it's not no rules in fighting. You trying to sneak a bitch, I'm arguing with a whole nother person, and you trying to sneak me. On top of trying to sneak me, you really think you eating by what you doing with your little ass. You think you eating this up. Stop trying to bully me, because I'm really not. I think Biggie not really responding to E.T. the way that she would like for her to, because she is so much smaller than her. And I'm not saying that Biggie's just this bully. She gonna beat her up, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm just saying Biggie probably used to if the person is smaller than me, that's not even my beef range. You know what I'm saying? So E.T., you could tell she trying to prove her point, but I just feel like she definitely need to sit down, okay? So after they was done with the conversation in House A, you got House B that's having their conversation at the same time. And they're basically, you got Anna and Smiley over there. You got Sky, you got Camilla. So they're over there talking about what happened in New York. And Anna's what even happened? I was super drunk and woo, woo, woo. Peculiar, Anna. Peculiar. Because when Suki said you was weak and you don't be fighting no type of battles for real, which I didn't agree with. I'm not going to lie. I did not agree that Anna's weak. I think Anna be throwing shit for her size. Anna really be handling Scotty. And Anna is not scary. But I think Anna got comfortable on some... At the end of the day, I'm not just going to be in this house beefing with everybody. And I think that's kind of what made Suki feel some type of way. Baby, you got to beef with somebody, even if it's just Scotty. Y'all going to have to keep running that. So yeah, Anna was trying to fight Smiley real bad after Suki said that she don't stand up for herself, like she kind of weak. She bigged up on Smiley. Mind you, her and Smiley live in the same house. They never really had a problem. And I think that's what be coming from the inside. Because technically she probably do have some type of problem at the bottom of it. And she was like, you know what? This is a good time to do something, to prove my worth. But then she gets here in Jamaica and she act like she completely does not remember that she was doing that. And to me, that's not okay. Because if y'all would have had to fight, just like Taseki, and I actually... At first, y'all, I did not like Taseki because I was like, it's just another person who's following in their sisters or their siblings' footsteps, and everybody want to be famous, and I don't want to have to get to know you just because of your sister. And I'm not going to lie, Krishan more on the childish spectrum. She more on the childish spectrum. So if you a child, you really fuck with Krishan. I'm not no child, you know what I'm saying? So most of the stuff that Krishan does, I be looking at it as, like, you know how when kids be crying in the house and they just crying for nothing and like throwing temper tantrums and stuff like that. You know how you become aggravated with it as a mom? You be like, get your ass in the room. Like, what are you doing? You always want some attention. Like, she give me that vibe. So I always push Krishan literally to the back of my mind, to the back of whatever my attention could bring. But her sister has shown me a little bit different. Because one of the things about Taseki, she stay out of people's business that ain't really got nothing to do with her. But she sees it. And she tells the truth instead of lying with a motherfucker. Because a lot of people try to lie their way into bullying on this show. I've noticed that. EBT did that. When she said that Biggie had somebody come to the club and hit her in the head. I'm not saying that Biggie didn't have nobody come to the club. I'm not saying that there wasn't nobody in the club that hangs out with Biggie on a day-to-day basis. I'm saying everybody got that. Like, y'all all got people around. If you wanted to bring somebody, if your family, EBT, could afford to meet you in the other city, or you was coming to your city and your family wanted to put up, they would do that. So you can't be mad at Biggie supporters for pulling up. And you doggone sure, even if Biggie got on her phone after filming and was like, yeah, and then E.T. pushed me while I was arguing with Rolli. Because E.T., you started it. You tried to bully this girl into shutting up when it had nothing to do with you. You need to take a chapter from Taseki, because when it does not have anything to do with you, you just need to shut up. Or now you're inadvertently putting yourself in something that don't got nothing to do with you. And all smoke that comes from putting yourself in stuff that don't got shit to do with you, you deserve. That is one of the things that I stand on. The quickest way to not be in some bullshit is to not open your mouth about other people's bullshit. Like, it's that simple. So it do be giving, wanting attention, wanting to be like having screen time, wanting to have a storyline, wanting people to notice you. But I really feel like she needs to fall back. Okay, so again, they in House B, they talking. Anna said, Smiley, I didn't even remember that. I love you. I'm sorry if I did that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. That don't sit right with me, Smiley. That don't sit right. In the least, cuss the bitch out. In the least. Because Taseki was picking on Smiley. She was like, no, man, I love you. Don't beat my ass, please. And I definitely thought that was funny, because that's basically what Smiley was doing. Like, and I'm not saying, again, Anna is a smaller girl than Smiley. So to the naked eye, you would not think that she finna wrap Smiley up or nothing like that. Like, I don't think nobody out here thinking that you was finna get your behind whooped, Smiley. But I really hate that you didn't stand in the paint for someone so little. If you, whether you drunk or not, if you got enough balls to do what you doing right now, I'm talking about you trying to fight me, you're trying to get at me, I would have had to sit your little ass down. It's just like that. And I'm little myself, so I'm not even sitting there saying like, oh, it's a little thing. But if I was that as big as Smiley and Anna was sitting there doing all that, you probably would have been sat in that seat one way or another. And that's just me. But I don't know, child. So let's get into it. I definitely, let me go ahead and shout out Camilla. Camilla is so fine. Camilla just had a baby not too long ago. So she has this mom bod going on, and I love it for her, because she's one of the girls that doesn't, not saying that she doesn't care, she has a pretty face, and bringing face to the table sometimes You don't need your ass. You don't need no big old titties. Even though she's stacked where she need to be stacked and she's shaped where she need to be shaped. I think it's very important to realize the naturalness of who she is, because a lot of people I've seen kind of pick on her body or something maybe sag or something. Again, she just had a baby. And at the end of the day, she's natural. And that's her. So I fuck with Camilla. I really fuck with Camilla because Camilla has started to tell the truth for real. And that's why I said it's like a grown woman divisiveness, because when E.T. was saying that Biggie had somebody attack her or assault her, which, can we really be honest, y'all? Did Mariah or not bring somebody to the club to fight Smiley? Not only did she do that, it was premeditated. Natalie knew, all the girls knew. That's not cool, y'all. And I'm keeping it in a beating, but not when it comes to EBT, it's wrong. Not cool. Because EBT was definitely one of the ones that was on that with Mariah and all of that. You definitely was probably one of the ones that was like, oh yeah, you could bring your sister, let your sister get her fade. Don't do that. So Camilla has finally started telling the truth, because E.T. was trying to put her in that mess. Like, oh yeah, Camilla was right there. Camilla saw it. Now, if y'all don't remember last episode, I think one before then or whichever one, when Biggie came over there and snuck, I think she came and snuck E.T. and Camilla popped off immediately. Because they didn't know, they had no way of telling who was actually coming into the scene. So I believe Camilla when she says, like, bro, no. If I would have known or seen that somebody had actually assaulted this girl, I would have probably done the same thing that I do anytime I see somebody assault somebody in our group. Because if you come from the outside, it's a whole different story. But Camilla has been starting to tell the truth. She's like, I don't know. That's just not what I seen. And you're not going to make me have seen that. And it's super not that serious at this point. So, again, let me just go back real quick. Remember last episode when Anna was like, oh my God, E.T. really did her big one. She snuck you. And Biggie was like, you think she did her big one? And Anna was like, yeah, the way she snuck you. And she thought she was so, as a matter of fact, me. And I bust out laughing. I knew exactly what Biggie was trying to say. Like, that's what you think was a big one? Like, a sneak is when I don't know that you're coming. I don't know that you're coming because I don't have on fighting clothes. I don't already have my wig off. I'm not already looking for you. If I look into a whole crowd of girls for the girl that I'm looking for, you don't think I don't notice she not there? Sick. So yeah, long story short, that was a funny part I just wanted to throw back in there. Camilla been telling the truth. Anna been lying. Smiley, we finna get into it, okay? Let's talk about how Sky is like the formal representative for House B now, because Natalie calls her, lets her know to get the girls ready. They are about to go to Ocho's Rios. Of course, they're in Jamaica. They were like having a sad time, kind of reflecting. They're like, bro, let's go ahead and let's go hit the strip at Ocho's Rios. I guess the shopping plaza. Let's go have some type of fun. They wanted to be jumping off of cliffs into water, probably getting a mud massage. Y'all know it's a lot of stuff to do in Jamaica. So bull spit is not what they really wanted to do. They were just like, look, at least let's try to leave all the drama that we can behind. And to their credit, they actually did. So let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so they're on the way to Ocho's Rios. After all the girls get ready, they're on the way to Ocho's Rios in the Sprinter vans. And y'all know that they're now taking 2 separate Sprinter vans on this season or whatever. I don't know when this happened, that this was a change. But ever since we've seen this season, it's been House A, House B, and they have taken 2 different forms of transportation. So you got Nat, Rolli, E.T., Scotty, Mariah, people like that over at House A. And then you have Taseki, Sky, Smiley, Anna, and others at this House B. So as they're going to Ocho's Rios, y'all, they're doing like baddie shot o'clock. And one of the things that the girls start realizing is Smiley, who usually says that she doesn't drink or smoke because she takes medication, which that explains a lot. She starts drinking Hennessy, y'all. And you know, Sky, her slogan is like, as a woman, you gotta pour your own troubles. So they ain't no pouring no shots for nobody else. They don't do that because you also don't want to be responsible for someone being overloaded or, you know, going overboard. And they're like, oh yeah, it was you feeding her these shots. So they were in the clear. They were able to say Smiley was pouring her own shots. Smiley was in the bus twerking, y'all. Smiley was getting lit. They say Smiley took 4 shots. Then Smiley just started going ballistic, y'all. So it started with her being like slumped over. Which, again, at first, y'all, I am not going to kid you. I thought Smiley was faking. The reason I thought Smiley was faking is because, of course, in the past, she's faked different things. I don't even know. It just always looks like she's faking because she jumps up and down for the attention. Or not even that. Let's just call it the boy who cried wolf, right? It's like Smiley's like the girl who cried wolf. It's like by the time something really is serious, you don't know what to think no more because she done dampened all the empathy that you could even possibly have for her. So she starts to slump over and they're trying to get her up. They finally get to the place that they need to go. It's time to get off the bus. Smiley cannot get off the bus, y'all. All the girls asking where Smiley at, which I know they don't really care, but all the girls off of the other bus is asking where Smiley at. And Anna is like showing them video of Smiley. Like, girl, they could go over there and see like what you recording and doing all that. That's just weird, but okay. Recording. The girl done showed them a video, so now they go back over to the bus. Sky, I gotta admit, Sky was one of the only people that checked on her initially, so shout out to Sky. A lot of people don't understand. They was like, why is Sky even over there? Look, I'm not trying to be funny, but if it was me, I would want somebody over there. And like I said, I thought that Smiley was faking for a long time. I was like, she's faking the throwing up. She's faking the being dizzy. She's faking the laying down. When I thought that the fake was off was when she started having a seizure. Smiley, what are you doing out here, girl? When Smiley started having a seizure and they took her out of the sprinter and stuff, because it took them a while to get her out of that sprinter, y'all. Like, she was literally throwing up, like, and you know how that dizzy, like when you be done drunk so much and your head spinning, the room spinning, so you just gotta lay down in hopes that the whole room can stop spinning on you. And in the meantime of the room spinning on you, you be getting nauseous because you like, why is the room going so fast? Whole time, y'all, the room ain't went nowhere. So I'm like thinking that, again, when she hit the where's my son, I swore she was faking, because I'm like, what? Like, you gonna go back to that? Like, that's some weird stuff. No, y'all. When this girl started seizing, I was like, okay. When they put her in the wheelchair and they start trying to walk her to the little clinic, I started crying, y'all. I literally started crying when she said, I hate my life. I hate my life. I said whether she's faking or not, because I'm still in between, because I did hear somebody say that there is a way to induce seizures on yourself if you know that if you get overexcited, that a seizure is going to happen. You have some people that weaponize that. If you're like in a, got my CNAs and got any of the nursing assistants, any of the people that had to work in the old people home or the older people's home, you already know that it's certain stuff that certain patients do. You know what I'm saying. I'm not saying that people are not sick for real. I'm not saying it wasn't a real seizure, but I'm saying that certain patients can even induce or bring on their own seizure. They know exactly what brings them on, so they will do what brings them on, So, not saying that Smiley had that much practice or she had that much insight that she knew she was going to do this before. Again, I just can't see that. I can't see that. I see y'all saying that Smiley planned it, she faked it, she faked it. I disagree, y'all. And I am not the biggest Smiley fan because Smiley was a bully at first. Smiley was a bully to Mariah Lynn. I didn't like that. Smiley reached out to me. I did an interview with Smiley, and I told Smiley, that's wrong. Why are we even doing this? So I realized there was a whole method to her madness, but at the end of the day, whether she was faking or not, she was crying out for help, y'all. I said, Smiley is having a mental break. If we know anything, everything that she really feels, she's trying to tell us, and you'll be to not listen to her just because you don't like her. Smiley said, I hate my life. I hate my life. Then she said, I want to die. I want to die. And I believe her. Like, she got so much going on all the time. She probably do hate her life. But one of the things that she kept saying, you know, where my son, where my son. Y'all, I was in there crying. Because I was like, even if she is faking, imagine the mental break that you have to be having to have to try to get out some way, somehow, how you really feeling. And then she went into the siege stuff again, y'all. And now we got to wait for the next episode. I feel some type of way that Smiley took this whole episode away from us because I was ready to see what happened in Jamaica. I'm not going to lie. I wish Smiley would have just stopped at shot number 2 or went to the hospital when they were trying to tell her to go to the hospital. But I also get that, obviously, that's just not how life works, right? Like, if somebody going through something for real, you do owe it to them to just, let's calm down, let's settle down real quick, and let's get into what we need to do to rectify this. Because they were saying that Smiley said she had not been taking her medicine. And who's to say if she was taking her medicine and then drinking Hennessy that day, and like Sky said she only had 4 shots, and Natalie was like, 4 shots, or Mariah Lynn, her. She was like, 4 shots don't do nothing to nobody. But I can imagine, because Sky was like, ain't no telling how big the shots were if she was pouring them herself. So y'all know them little red Solo cups. She probably pouring it to like, I ain't going to say half the cup, but, a big shot. You take 4 of them down back to back. And it's different when you in another city because you like, I have no responsibilities here. I'm literally coming to turn up. I'm coming to have fun. Y'all know how it is when you feel like you're on vacation. You kind of like let loose. You unwind. So you're like, okay, I could go a little bit over what I would usually do. Because even if I passed out drunk, my people around and we going to be having fun, But yeah, that's not what happened. I think, in my opinion, Smiley mixed antidepressants with alcohol. And it did not go right. I think and I'm gonna go a step further. I think she's probably on antidepressant pills, but you know how girls be. Smiley from Miami, and Smiley like to be around the niggas like real bad. So girls that like to be around the boys, they be trying to do what the boys be trying to do. I've noticed that. There was this girl that was on this record label, and because the head of the record label was on drugs, like he'd be like, oh, eat a perk and da-da-da-da-da. She was eating perks. Now this bitch is on opioids, can't even function, thinking this shit cute. Like, no, you don't need to be a druggie to hang around nigga. Like, just chill. So that's one of the things. I ain't touching no pills for no niggas. Like, y'all straight. I feel like Smiley was on an antidepressant, a perk, and that motherfucking Hennessy, and them bitches all 3 clash. So yeah, at the end of the day, I do feel bad for her. I do feel like she was crying out for help. I do feel like she's depressed as fuck, and I do feel like she needs to talk to somebody like therapeutically, because those things that she said, I hate my life and I want to die. Let me tell you, a drunk man tells no tales, okay? So regardless of if we want to believe people when they at their lowest or not, that's up to y'all. But I'm telling you, people be crying out loud just to try to get some attention, and it don't always go the right way. So again, y'all, that's going to be my review today for this episode of Baddies East. Next Sunday, I'm going to try to go watch the next episode, and I'm going to come on Monday and give y'all another review. Because again, I'm knee deep in a Jamaica frenzy because I want to see Rolli and Suki fight. Now, I did see that Rolli had Suki wig in her hand, but something just tells me that Rolli cannot beat Suki. Something just tells me that Rolli cannot beat Suki with her jealous ass. Like, something just tells me she can't beat her. So, we shall see y'all. In the meantime, if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video. Subscribe to my channel so you can get more videos like this, you guys. I told you I'm going to get into YouTube a lot more this year, sharing my opinion on things that, you know, I like, you like, we like. So if you haven't already, just go ahead and like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Let them know what just happened on Baddies East. Bye.